How should drivers pay for roads and highways? Building and maintaining roads and highway infrastructure costs a lot of money, so how should that be paid for? Well, right now I'm driving on one of Florida's many tolled highways, and I want to talk a little bit about tolled highways and compare and contrast the systems that pay for roads here in the United States and in places like Florida, and compare them to systems that are in place in many European countries like the Netherlands, France, Germany, Switzerland, etc. I'm Kurleem, I'm in Orlando, Florida. Let's jump right into it. By the way, since I'm literally paying to record this video, a like and subscribe would be helpful. It's free, costs you nothing. Now, I grew up driving around Orlando, Florida, and pretty much most highways around Orlando are tolled highways. So pretty much to get around anywhere in Orlando quickly, efficiently, and easily, you had to use a toll road and you had to pay to do so. In fact, my commute to work would cost me about $200 a month in tolls. Now, one of the reasons for this is that in the state of Florida and many states that implement similar tolling systems, those toll funds are used to maintain, improve, and expand on the highway network and the highway system. In many cases, the maintenance and infrastructure improvements for these highways is managed by a private company with heavy oversight from the government. But this allows specialists for these companies to prioritize the most efficient and effective ways to utilize the roads, improve the roads, and maintain the roads. Additionally, in the United States, in places like Florida, annual vehicle registration is pretty low. It varies based on the weight of your vehicle, but it's usually only around $100 or $200 per year to register your vehicle and keep it on the road in Florida. So there's not much revenue that comes from that to maintain roads. There are taxes in fuel, which is a usage-based tax. So drivers pay this tax when they fill up fuel. But now with the move to EVs, states are also looking at different ways to generate revenue from drivers to maintain roads. Now let me contrast this with the system that I'm now used to in the Netherlands. As I've covered in a previous video, owning a car in the Netherlands and especially in Amsterdam is very expensive. And the way that drivers pay for roads and pay for road maintenance in the Netherlands in the absence of tolls is through various taxes. Now there's a tax when you purchase a vehicle, and this is called BPM, based on the CO2 emissions and the engine size of the vehicle. But in addition, when you own and register your vehicle in the Netherlands, you pay a monthly or quarterly road tax. This periodic road tax is based on the weight of the vehicle and the emissions and engine type, but this can be quite costly. As you can see here in my case for the BMW 3 Series that I drive in the Netherlands, it's around 90 euros per month because of that engine type and the weight of the vehicle. So for some drivers in the Netherlands, that can be over 1,000 euros per year just to drive your vehicle and have it on the road. Now, in addition to that, there are also taxes built into the price of fuel in the Netherlands. Similar to the system in the United States, this is now usage-based, and you pay based on how much you drive the vehicle, you pay that tax as part of the liter price of fuel. Now, in other European countries, different systems exist. For example, in Switzerland, all vehicles that drive on the road in Switzerland, whether it's registered in Switzerland or not, must have a Swiss vignette. Now, this used to be a sticker system. It's now also electronic, but it's an annual toll, basically, that you pay to use Swiss roads, whether you live there or not. Even driving through, you have to have a Swiss vignette. It's around 40 to 50 francs per year, which is not bad, and it usually covers all of the roads and tunnels in Switzerland. In Austria, a similar system exists where there is a vignette, which is also now digital, but previously was also a sticker. And that can be period-based. It could be for 10 days, for a month, or for an entire year. However, in places like Austria, I've also had to pay tolls going through specific tunnels. And those tolls can be as much as 10 euros each way. And the Austrian system is similar to Switzerland, where it's required for all drivers who are driving on Austrian roads. Now, France has a big driving culture as well, and when I've driven through France, I've noticed a couple different systems. There are many extensive autoroutes that have toll systems, and those tend to be the really nice, well-maintained highways that give you the fastest, most efficient route. They have nice rest stops, clean facilities, and are just great places to drive, but it costs a lot of money. Depending on the distances, I've paid between 16 to 30 euros each time I've passed through a distance on a toll booth. Now, that's different from some of the systems we see here in the United States, where it's usually more periodic toll booths and 50 cents to $1 each time. In France, it's more of a ticket-based system. Now, contrasting that to many systems in the United States, like the ones here in Florida, they're heavily moving towards a fully electronic system, in many cases getting rid of toll booths and human workers completely. The preference is toll by plate or using the transponder. And as you've seen as I've been driving here, many of the systems here, the toll booths are full speed. You don't even have to stop, you don't even have to slow down. You can drive through 70 miles an hour and it collects the tolls from your transponder or from your license plate, no problem. I find that really helpful as I drive around here, because driving on these toll roads, you basically never have to stop. Contrasting that to systems like in France, Italy, and Spain, where I've had to stop to pay tolls, and oftentimes there's a lot of traffic backed up at the toll plaza. So as I've mentioned, in places like France, Italy, and Spain, I've driven on many tolled highways there, and you tend to pay in sort of that ticket-based system, stopping at a booth, pulling a ticket, driving for a while, stopping at another booth, putting the ticket in, and then paying the fare based on how far you've driven. Now, the nice thing is you can usually pay by tapping a credit card, and it's quick and easy, even if you don't have a transponder, but it's not as quick and easy as the transponder systems that I see here in Florida, for example. So here's an example of what I've been talking about. So the left two lanes are the express e-pass lanes in this case, and the toll here is 89 cents. And you can see drivers don't have to slow down, they don't have to stop, and it's gonna collect the tolls from the account linked to my transponder device. So you see here, you see the little flashes going on, and I can just drive right through, no problem. I wish I would see this system in many more places across Europe. As I've driven through Spain, Italy, France, and having to stop through toll booths, even their transponder systems still require drivers to slow down to 30, 40 kilometers an hour. It would be nice to have sort of this high-speed system. The high-speed system might encourage more drivers to have the transponder system, and in many cases will reduce traffic jams. So this is by no means a comprehensive breakdown of all the ways that roads, highways, and infrastructure need to be paid for, should be paid for in places like the United States and Europe. In places like the United States, where driving is pretty much a necessity and you need a car to pretty much do anything, that requires a lot of roads and infrastructure, and that comes with a cost. And it's important for drivers to know and understand a little bit why they pay tolls and why that's important. I wanted to compare systems that I was used to here, which are the tolled highway systems in Florida, which exist in many other states in the United States, compared to the systems that we see in many European countries, like the Netherlands with road taxes, or the Swiss vignette, Austrian vignette, and other toll systems in Italy, Spain, and France. But let me know what you think. What are the pros and cons to each system? What do you prefer? Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm really curious to get your thoughts. And until the next time, thanks so much for watching.